What's up, y'all, and welcome to another alternative factuals video. So this video is not going to be super long. I'm trying to aim for like some videos to be shorter if they're not super, I guess, informative, or if they're not super long by the nature of the topic. Or what I'm trying to do is basically just have a couple videos that are going to be a little shorter, so that way, you can clone about your day, and then, you can keep things moving. But also, I'll try and do a few things that are going to be like, 10-minute long videos and longer, and maybe I'll do like a little live stream or something like that to kind of make up for the difference in time. But I guess since we're going to be doing a shorter video, let's just dive into the regular spiel of the channel and all that stuff. And if you're new and all that jazz, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below, and remember, use a community tab or anything that I post, or even the comments, whatever social media that you may have me on. If you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, use those platforms to tell me what videos you want. Basically, I read them, and then I actually will do a video about them. Obviously, some people do leave their recommendations, so I get a chance to kind of create these videos. A lot of them have been about Black Lightning, but obviously, if I'm doing different video topics, and for the most part, I do have a history of doing a few other things as well. Just let me know, and I will definitely cover the topic, especially because a lot of the stuff that I do here, I mostly do a lot of research on in terms of reading comics to make those references, so you don't have to. So, but without further ado, let's kind of dive into it. So we saw on the Watchmen season 1, episode 6, that there is something called nostalgia pills. And even though most people will not see this as a very important thing, I think it's worth covering because just due to the nature of what these pills can do. So if you're watching the series, you already know that they have a lot of concepts that they have introduced that are really different. Some things were not necessarily covered in the comics because the comics left a wide array of space and things available for it to kind of be expanded on. They had, before the Watchmen, they had the regular Watchmen series, and then the only thing that happened technically post present day Watchmen, or is present day Watchmen, so to speak, is Doomsday Clock. And at least in the series right now, there is no indication that it's directly corresponding to Doomsday Clock, but you can speculate since it's heavily influenced based on the comics. But that's besides the point of the video. Now, what are nostalgia pills and what are they doing? What's the whole point of this in this season? So episode 6, basically you see most of its runtime is like flashbacks. And with the episode, you see that Angela is basically reliving a lot of these memories of her grandfather through the bottle of nostalgia pills that I think she swallowed in the previous episode of episode 5. Now, basically what we find out about these pills are they're manufactured mainly for people with dementia and patients who suffer from, I guess Alzheimer's, dementia, any sort of memory loss, kind of, brain related issues. Basically, they allow them to live parts of their past, and also they can be used to kind of harvest or kind of obtain memories for, information, or basically it puts it in a format that allows people to kind of, retrieve or, harvest that information. Now, it's kind of trippy because basically this means that information can be easily accessible from a lot of people, no matter what their mental state of mind is like, even if they're someone who can remember things perfectly fine. Because clearly we see that Angela, for the most part, she's able to access memories of her grandfather via this nostalgia pills. And there's nothing wrong with her memory, and basically she's living out memories of other people as well. So basically, not only can you retrieve information with these pills, but you can actually experience this information as if you was there firsthand. So basically, the Watchmen universe has established a method in which they can kind of make sure someone's not lying, or basically they can refute data that may be out there online. Like, for example, I'm just going to give you a hypothetical just so you can kind of understand what I'm trying to say here. So let's say 20 years from now online, it says that this YouTube channel was the first YouTube channel to ever, talk about TV shows on the planet Earth. And, there's no direct information that can refute that. Now, let's say somehow I had memories, retrieved or harvested via nostalgia pills, and someone else takes the pills. And now basically that means they would experience the memories the way I lived through them, basically me creating the YouTube channel, me kind of having this discussion and all that stuff, and they would see directly firsthand that no, I was not the first channel to ever talk about TV shows and stuff like that. And basically they can verify whether or not I was actually, you know, the first person to, you know, do whatever it supposedly says that I did online. It's a really basic, bare bones version of what, you know, is going on, but that's pretty much what these pills are designed for. Now, what could these pills have to do with the future arcs of, I guess, the Watchmen series and the Watchmen in general? Well, like I said, we already had a couple people who, you know, well, a couple people who've died, including police officers and including one of the main characters that we saw in episode 1 being killed by the older gentleman. Like I said, I'm terrible with names, so it's escaping me right now. But also, a lot of this information could be used when it comes to things that are more racial related based on the series, and also when it comes to, you know, who's the Hooded Justice, and, you know, information related to, you know, Captain Metropolis and the whole what is Cyclops thing, and, you know, the concept of mind control in the series. Yes, there's a lot of questions about the series in general because of the nature of how things transpired in this timeline. There are a lot of things that are different, and in general, there's just a lot of questions we need answered. And these nostalgia pills will help them answer it, which is why I feel like, you know, these are going to be like a really primary means in terms of finding out what exactly we need to know when it comes to these events, and, you know, what happened with a lot of the choices with this timeline. But ultimately, like I said, these nostalgia pills are a game changer, and I chose this specifically because, yes, there are other things out there that we've kind of seen in episode 6. Basically, we got proof that there's clones. You know, they've been cloning, I guess, what was it, dogs? Also, we do have, you know, the whole confirmation with the whole squid situation in episode 5, basically, and for the most part they're just teleportation portals as well, so basically they're extremely advanced. We just need to know, like, basically there's a whole bunch of different things that are happening in the Watchmen universe, and I think the nostalgia pills can be the means in which we find out why a lot of this stuff happened, why they transpired, especially because episode 6 was a very nostalgia heavy episode. So I think this is just only the first of few where it's like the episodes that will really tell the story of previous characters, like maybe the Silk Spectre, or maybe to some degree we can get like Dr. Manhattan in the series via flashback because someone had a direct interaction with him, or maybe, you know, just main character Angela somehow can relive some more memories of some, you know, cohorts. I don't know why I always struggle with saying that, like, you know, I just gotta go through that a couple times. But anyway, basically we gotta go through a whole process basically to get these memories. But this is just something I wanted to discuss with you guys because I know it would be interesting, the nostalgia pills, and I think they're very important. And I think they're not just gonna play a part in season 1, they're gonna play a part in season 2 and probably season 3. These are pills that basically people are going to go after when they need information from somebody or about somebody, and I think this is going to be the means in which they do it, because I think there's other pills too. If I remember correctly, there's another pill, something, I don't know, I'm trying to remember, but then I'll probably remember when I don't need it. But basically, nostalgia pills, I think, are the core fundamental, I guess, plot device that basically will lead to other future events, or basically us finding out more information. But really short video for the most part. Let me know what you think about this concept in terms of the nostalgia pills and the use that they have in the Watchmen universe when it comes to, I guess, Angela and her character, and the possibility of other characters using them, or unless I would say, like, you know, other characters having memories stored inside of those nostalgia pills. Whatever you know, whatever you would think about it, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your opinions, let me know your thoughts, and if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking, let me know what you're feeling, and I hope to see you later on. Peace out.